Hey, how's it going? So I discovered something kind of cool, I think. Like a lot of people, I've been super interested in the Half-Life franchise, God, forever, dudes. And like I think everybody else, I was kind of caught up in the Half-Life frenzy that we had in November and early December this year. I really thought it was going to be announced, and I was kind of crushed that it wasn't. But as a result, I started poking around the website. I think Valve is a little notorious for their stuff being data mined constantly. So I thought I might be able to snoop around, do a bit of data mining myself, and I discovered something interesting on their website. So if you go to the Half-Life website and you pop open the inspector console on Firefox, it's F12 on the Chromium browsers. I think it's the same thing, but I don't know. I know that Chromium makes it a little prettier, but I like Firefox, so we'll do it in here. And if you go to the debugger tab, you can find these different JavaScripts. And the one that interested me was this jQuery script. If you know anything about web development, a lot of the time jQuery is what developers use to create dynamic websites. So all of this is controlled through HTML, but HTML only controls like the basic elements, and CSS controls the style. But where HTML gets those elements from is from jQuery, which pulls them from a database on the back end. And since we can't directly access the database, I figured I could maybe modify this jQuery to see what else is available. And unfortunately, we can only run this on sites that we have public access to. So I decided to modify the jQuery on the homepage. Specifically, I was targeting this top banner up here. You can see that we've got 6 elements. And in this jQuery, one thing that I kept noticing is there's this function that passes the argument e. I was messing around with a bunch of other things, but this variable e is specifically what we're after. And this is a variable that pulls down these little header elements. So if we minimize this, I wrote a custom jQuery script of my own to be able to mess with it a little bit and pull down different elements. So if we go ahead and run Python and run this script, I have a couple arguments that I pass. So the first one doesn't matter too much. It is kind of a placeholder at this point. I'm not currently utilizing it. It was just for testing to figure out that variable e. But the second element is the number of items we want to pull down from the array of header elements. You can see in this website there are 6 games listed, including this like homepage button. And if you don't know, in like programming, typically arrays and lists start at value 0. So there are 6 elements. So if we want a 7th, we're going to pass this with 6 elements to get 7 total. So if I go ahead and run it, it takes a second to parse, and then bam. And in my code, I did a little bit just to make it cleaner for this video. I stripped out all of the extraneous output. So if we pop open this output file, you guys are going to be pretty shocked, I think. Look at this. Half-Life 3. This doesn't tell us anything that I don't think we already... This doesn't tell us anything that we didn't already know. We already knew that Half-Life 3 was coming, and this doesn't tell us a date or a release date or anything. But at least we know that on the back-end Half-Life website, there is a Half-Life 3 element. And this is all within the public-facing code. I would like to do a little bit more scraping. At this point, I am not sure how I could get any information for this Half-Life 3 website. Following the naming conventions, it looks like none of that is publicly accessible, but at least we know that there is a Half-Life 3 website that exists. It's staged, it's ready for deployment. They've got a big red button that are just waiting to smash. But yeah, I think that was pretty sick. I did do a little extra digging. So that array, if we try to pull down 7 games, we get Half-Life 3. And so I decided to see what happens if we try to pull down more. So I tried this, and it throws an exception. So unfortunately, no Half-Life 4. But hey, at least we know the Half-Life 3 website exists. It's ready to be deployed. It's just we don't have access to it just yet. I'm going to keep poking at this. I'm going to modify the jQuery a little bit more and then hopefully publish the code. It's not actually like utilizing any of Valve's code. It's all public facing. So, I don't think there are any legal implications there. So we'll see. Once it's a little bit cleaner, once I'm able to scrape a little bit more, hopefully I should have some code for doing some additional web scraping. But yeah, I'll keep you posted. Pretty exciting stuff, if I do say so myself.